I want to be abundantly clear. If we did not take the decisive action of declaring a state of emergency and immediately removing individuals, I will not describe them as gang leaders as yet, from the maximum security prison 10 days ago, along with the many subsequent operations which I can confirm have in fact taken place, some of which have been publicized, some of which have not been publicized, many of us may not have been here today. Mr. Speaker, I wish to thank the services, the police service, the army, and the prisons particularly for the actions that they took on the 18th of July, beginning on the 18th of July, and continuing thereafter, to secure all of us in this chamber and to secure the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Speaker, the population must be jaded. It must have doubts. Why? Well, because the very last state of emergency that was declared by a Prime Minister, who had a glass in his hand, at a party declares a state of emergency. How do you expect the population to treat with all of us? All I can do here today, Mr. Speaker, is to remind citizens that a mere 3 months ago, you voted for this Prime Minister because she represented change, she represented maturity, she represented compassion, and something else, courage. I was sitting in the room when the report was made by the Commissioner of Police, and the Prime Minister did not hesitate to accept the recommendation of the Commissioner of Police. Obviously, there was a discussion on citizens' rights, but the trigger was pulled right then, right there, within a minute of the report of the special branch having been obtained. A state of emergency cannot ever be the entirety of a crime plan. We do not say that it is a crime plan. It is an urgent, necessary measure to give law enforcement the powers they need to dismantle a criminal enterprise that threatened the security of the state. Now, that enterprise was determined to assassinate persons in critical positions in this country. Another objective, apart from hobbling the justice system, to intimidate law enforcement, taking out police officers, those in the prisons who were not already scared, some of them were targeted, and to throw Trinidad and Tobago into the type of chaos, the likes of which, even after you take into account what took place here in 1990, we have never seen. The groups outside of prison who take instructions from their leaders in the main, who are inside of the prison, are armed to the teeth. They possess explosives. There have been reports in the press as to C4 explosives being found outside of the prison. I think the member for Tunapuna led the operation that seized C4 from the garden to the prison. That would have been when you all were in office, unfortunately. So, again, that's on you. But I want us to try to not politicize what we're doing here today, because the facts are that the gangs are united. The gangs are united to do things. And if the gangs are united, then perhaps it may be prudent for us to think of having a united front. That is all that I say. Today, our republic faces an unprecedented convergence of organized criminal forces that threaten not just our public safety, but the very foundations of the democracy. Just as we have been forced to do when attacked before, we need to meet that threat. We are witnessing a coordinated surge in violent crimes across the country. Things are not taking place when it comes to gang-related homicides by accident. These things are coordinated. Kidnappings are being coordinated. There was a voice note circulating. It was all over the place. We had nothing to do with leaking it. But it tells a particular story. That too is authentic. We've witnessed, of course, in the recent past, the assassination of a key person involved in the prosecution of serious crime. Others were targeted and other assassinations were planned. And they were all sparked by orders issued by their commanders within our prison walls. Despite historic rivalries, members of gangs that would previously have nothing to do with each other are now, in some cases, united, in other cases, uniting to form a singular, coordinated method of attacking institutions of the state. Now, I did not say that those failings started 3 months ago. That's impossible. I'm speaking of decades-long inaction by the leadership of those on the other side. We will put a stop to that, Mr. Speaker.